Hi guys, my name is Renee. This will be a very short video. I'm just like the title says, I'm a new grad nurse and I quit the bedside after 7 weeks. So I'll give you a little background about me. I am a second degree nurse. I did an accelerated program at the start of 2020, at the start of COVID rather, in 2020, and I graduated school in August of 2021. I passed the NCLEX on the first try in 75 questions in October. I interviewed for a job on a neuro step-down unit at the hospital where I was a patient care tech, and I got it, and I went on my 20-day honeymoon shortly after November, and then in December I started my new grad nursing job. All right, so as we all know, in December of last year, there was a huge surge in COVID. I forget which strain it was, but there was a huge surge. So with that, my new grad residency, there was kind of some issues with that, in the sense that I was supposed to have a few preceptors. My first 6 days, I went through 5 preceptors, and really that was there's nothing anyone could have done about that. Nothing anyone could have done about that. It's COVID. You couldn't come to work. That's fine. That's fine. However, with me, it was just I was not having a good time. It was very hard for me to go from everyone's different learning, like different teaching style. One person would let me do this, the other person would be like, oh, well, wait, did you do this? And it's like, oh, well, this person didn't tell me I needed to do this before I did this. I just kind of been doing this. And so it was a lot. And I had signed up to work permanent nights. And at the time, to train you, they want you to do some weeks of days and then weeks of nights, until you're off orientation. And so with that, I hated day shifts. I was like, this is awful. I'm overstimulated. There's too much going on. Granted, I only had 3 patients, but it was a lot. It was a lot for me to handle. And I was just like, this is not it. The patient population was very difficult. I was working with neuro patients. It's a step-down unit. So it's not just like a regular neuro med surge, it's step down. So if the patients are in the ICU and they're not too stable to be in med surge, they're coming to us. So that was a lot, dealing with patients trying to hit you, patients just just treating you terribly. I didn't take it to heart too much because they're neuro patients, but it's still very hard, and as a new grad. And so the 5th or 6th day, I just started bawling my eyes out after work. I took an Uber from the hospital to my house, which is about 30 minutes, and I spoke on the phone with my husband and my mom, and I told them, I said, you know what, I can't do this. I'm so overwhelmed. I just want to run away. What am I doing? And so, even my Uber driver started to, he was like, are you okay back there? He was concerned for that whole 35-minute ride home. He was like, no, you good? And so, as weeks went by, I just kept on getting sadder and sadder. Each week I was sadder than the last. And so it got to the point where I wanted to get COVID because I was so sad, and I knew that if I got COVID, I wouldn't have to go into work. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but that's exactly where my mind was. I did not want to go into work. And it's not like I was going into going into an environment that was unsupportive, or there were mean nurses or anything like that. I had an amazing team of nurses I worked with, an amazing nurse manager. I was just, I think I just took a step back, and I was like, I have to work every other weekend and every other holiday. Before this, I did 4 years of outpatient as a medical assistant. I didn't work any holidays and any weekends, and it was very straightforward, and it was just like, what am I doing? I was like, I can't, like, this is crazy. And I was like, and at that point I had picked up some, like, I had started training on nights, and I loved nights because I wasn't as stimulating as the day shift. But still, I was like, oh my God, is this my life? Is this really my life? You know, you work 2 or 3 nights a week, but then the time you have off, you can't have any fun because you're recovering from the previous night shift. Like, it's not normal for your body to work 12 hours overnight and then drive home or take the T home and then like shower and eat and try to go to sleep and then wake up and do it all over again, or go to sleep and try to recover. I would sleep the whole day. So it's like, okay, you know, for my husband, I work Friday night and then I come home Saturday morning. It's like, okay, we can go out tonight. It's Saturday night. We can go out. And I'm just like, no, I'm exhausted. Can we order takeout? And so, you know, we love eating. We love like going to restaurants and doing things like that. And so I was just like, I don't know what this is. I'm so unhappy. I was like, I don't like what I'm doing. I'm not really talking with my patients. I'm kind of just doing tasks. I was like, I can't believe this is what I spent $80,000 on. And so it got to a point where I was just, on the 6th week, I was just like so unhappy. I was so tearful. I wasn't myself. And I called I didn't call her, I emailed my boss and I told her, you know what, I have to quit. And so and I just like took a nap. And then she actually ended up calling me and said, you know what, I manage another unit. Do you want to work on that unit? And she was like, you know, give it some thought. I was like, okay, I'm going to Miami in a couple of days. I'll let you know when I'm there. So I'm in Miami. The sun is shining. It's great. I'm with my husband. We're having a good time. And, you know, I was like, you know what? I work at a beautiful hospital with a beautiful nurse manager and great people. You know, it's a union job. The pay is incredible. The benefits cannot be beat. I can do this. Like, I can do this new grad nurse job for a year. I can do it. It's like I can get through this and get my bedside experience. And so I was really hyped. I call her back. I said, hey, I would love to try that new unit that you have, that unit that you have. Please, I would love to. And so she was amazing. I love this woman. And she allowed me to work on the unit. She's like, okay, you're starting this next week. Oh, wow. Okay, so I came back. I was like, oh, I was just in Miami. I'm feeling good. I get there. Nurses are great. They're welcoming. Honestly, the unit was just across the hall from the other unit I worked on. And everyone was just so welcoming. They wanted to teach me, and it was great. And then I have this one patient who was just a jerk. He started yelling at me for no apparent reason. I forget what it was over, but I was trying to teach him something. It was something I was trying to teach him, and he's like, well, I've been doing this all my life, and he was just very rude. And, you know, I'm not someone who takes anything personally, but I feel like that was really what did me in. I was like, wow, this is my life. I am going to be anxious all the time and, you know, hate my job and then have to come in and deal with people who are treating me like garbage, patients rather, who are treating me like garbage. I was like, this can't be it. This isn't it. And so, you know, I was like, whatever. Next day, I was like, you know, I'm just gonna go into work like normal. On my way to work, I have IBS, I had stomach issues, and I had a full-on panic attack in the train station. And I turned around, emailed my boss, and said, you know what? I told her everything that just happened, and I was like, you know what? I can't do it. I cannot do this. I'm so sorry. Thank you. You know, told her everything, and I stopped. I stopped the bedside that day, and she was very understanding, you know, great human being. But I realized, like, bedside was not for me. I looked at everyone, and not to say everyone, like, hated their job, but it was just, like, you know, the complaints, oh my God. And I'm just like, of course, no job is perfect. I know that. I've been in healthcare for a while now. I know no job is perfect. Just at a place where I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to exist. And that's not fun because I just got married to the love of my life. We have a beautiful home together and a beautiful life together. And for me to just feel like garbage working bedside just wasn't it. It wasn't the life I had planned for myself. And so, when I quit, I just suddenly all of the sadness and all of the anxiousness that I had was gone. It completely went away, and I was so happy. It was that one of the happiest days of my life. It's actually sad because when I think about one of the happiest days of my life, in terms of aside from marrying my husband, it was the day that I passed the NCLEX. That was awesome when I found that out. And then to, a few months later have one of the, what you consider one of the other happiest days of your life is when you quit bedside nursing. So it's kind of funny how life works out that way. So, things are just, I just want to tell you guys, if you feel like bedside isn't for you, don't feel peer pressured by your school to go into bedside. It's a lot. It's a lot. Don't feed into the skills thing. Whatever nursing job you have, you will learn skills that are suitable for that job. I know nurses who've never done bedside, who, they're incredible nurses. They've never done bedsides, and I would trust them with my life any day. And school, especially nursing school, pushes that you need to do bedside. They push that. Just know that if it is not in your heart, you do not need to suffer. That is not something that you need to do. You do not have to suffer through bedside in order to feel like you're a good nurse. You can go to outpatient. You can go to the OR if you want to. You can do anything that you want. So, right now I am going to start working at a clinic. The clinic I was actually a medical assistant in. So I'm very excited about that. I'm going to be a nurse there. I can document that journey if you guys want. This is very new for me. I just feel like I really needed to make this video to just kind of tell, new nurses, other new nurses, or like nursing students, if you're in clinicals and, bedside's just not your thing, there are options. You can do whatever you want. We have the best degree ever. A bachelor's in nursing is incredible. We can do whatever the hell we want. We have the knowledge, and we can do other things besides bedside nursing. It is possible. And I just want you guys to know that. I even have a new grad nurse friend who is currently working at a primary care outpatient clinic that is a part of a big hospital. It's actually part of the hospital where I used to work as a nurse. So yeah, that is it for now. I'll probably post content, nurse content on here if you guys want. I have an Instagram. It's Caramel Rin Living. I'm just kind of like figuring out my niche, as they call it. I think it's more of like a lifestyle thing, just posting about my life and my trips, fun stuff like that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I can make a video about passing my NCLEX, or anything about my job search and like where I am now with my new job and everything. So yeah, guys, feel free to ask me anything.